I don't wish ill will towards Azealia Banks, but this time she barked up the wrong tree. Is that the expression? I think so. The former rapper turned soap maker recently got into a very public fight on social media with Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend, Matty Healy. Things got heated, and the 1975 lead singer even threatened to slap her if they ran into each other at an award show. That was wrong. He apologized. But that is not good enough for the failed santera. That's right. Remember, she's a wannabe bruja, but her santeria skills are not that powerful because look at her career. I mean, whatever's left of it. Literally minutes ago, Azealia posted on her social media on Elon Musk's platform a letter from her lawyer to Matty Healy. That letter is made out to Matty Healy to an address that is residential. To my knowledge, Matty Healy's home address in Los Angeles has never been made public before, until now. I believe that this action by Azealia Banks violates the terms of service on Elon Musk's platform, yet her post is still up, doxing him. And her lawyer has the audacity to demand $1 million from Matty Healy, or else Azealia Banks will sue him after she doxes him. First of all, they've got no real grounds. Secondly, Azealia Banks is broke. She got evicted from her home recently in South Florida for not paying the rent. Her home that she rents, she can't afford to buy a home. Ain't no shame in that. A lot of people can't. That's why she literally sells soap now. You can Google this. I'm not making it up. Azealia Banks soap, and it'll take you to her website where she makes and sells soap. Ain't no shame in that. Decent living, okay? But Matty Healy plays arenas. This frivolous lawsuit, if it were to go forward, could cost Azealia Banks a lot of money because Matty Healy has the resources to fight this. And if it moves forward and Azealia loses, she could end up paying his legal fees. And Los Angeles attorneys cost $500, $600, $800 an hour. She can't afford that. The attorney that she's working with, what's his name? Let me look it up. Wallace Collins. He's probably doing this on consignment, trying to shake Matty Healy down and go 50-50 with Azealia. In the lawyer's letter to Matty Healy, he says, quote, "Dear Mr. Healy, please be advised that I am legal counsel to superstar Azealia Banks in connection with your threats of violence against my client. If you are represented by legal counsel, please direct this letter to your attorney immediately and have your attorney notify us of such representation. Your attacks against my client's professional reputation," which is garbage, her reputation is basura, "your overt racial epithets and your most recent threats of physical violence against my client have been well documented since you published them worldwide online. Parentheses, my client saved screenshots prior to you deleting your posts. And your attacks have now been republished in numerous press articles throughout the world. Moreover, your removal of the damaging attack posts under your online pseudonym Truman Black and your acknowledgement that your reaction was inappropriate does not undo the damage, but rather constitutes evidence of an admission of guilt by you. Upon information and belief, although you do not know my client personally and my client does not know you, you acted intentionally with the specific purpose of causing my client to be shocked, distressed, and emotionally injured with your insults by threat of imminent physical harm. Your overt racial epithets, e.g. calling her a rat, and repeated threats of violence against my client constitute cyber harassment and cyberbullying and violate various federal and state laws. I think free speech usurps that, right? I think calling Azealia Banks is an opinion, or some might argue a fact. But I guess, Wallace Collins could make a claim of harassment and bullying. Although I think, given what we know of Azealia and her treatment of others and her past, a jury would side with Matty Healy here, right? The letter continues, your threats of violence have caused my client extreme emotional distress. Due to your significant influence as a public figure, you have a duty to avoid reckless statements which have now raised serious concern that your followers may be incited to act upon your posts and commit an act of violence against my client. In addition, your publication of false and defamatory statements about my client and her business, e.g. referring to her as a failure, isn't that a fact? Constitutes slander, libel, and business defamation per se in violation of various federal and state laws. In addition, your actions are likely to interfere with my client's ongoing professional career, which constitutes tortious interference and is a blatant violation of numerous other business statutes. Your repetitive, wrongful, bad faith, and malicious actions have seriously damaged and will continue to damage my client. Rather than commence costly and time-consuming legal action, I have usually found it beneficial for all parties to try to resolve such matters amicably without the need for court intervention, which is why I am writing this letter even as I draft the summons and complaint as per my client's instructions. We hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist from making any further threats or defamatory statements against my clients, and demand is hereby made for a prompt public apology to my client in a manner to be mutually agreed upon, and 2, compensation for damages in the amount of $1 million in full settlement of this matter. If we cannot resolve this satisfactorily and expeditiously without court intervention, then my client will be forced to commence legal action immediately and seek substantial monetary damages as well as legal fees and appropriate injunctive relief. You already asked for money. Now you're threatening to get even more. All right, whatever. Although it is my client's desire to resolve this amicably, my client fully intends to pursue all available legal remedies if necessary. In the interest of resolving this matter expeditiously, please contact me immediately. Blah, blah, blah. This is just more attention seeking by Azealia Banks, but smart, because it worked. Look at me giving her some crumbs. That's all she can get these days. Whose side are you on here? Team Matty Healy or Team Azealia Banks? Let me know that and all your thoughts in the comments.